Kane, it's 1-0. We're fucking down. 13th in the championship. The takeover happened as I said it would. People will be. Oh, when have we got Leeds? Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe football show, and it's time for your Southampton versus Leeds post-match chat. It's out a lot later than normal. I've had a busy afternoon, evening, spending it with the fam, trying to, get out of the mood and the rut that I was in after the game, because it was quite a poor performance by Leeds United. But listen, you can't win every game of football. I think we were all right to be confident going into it. Southampton were woeful. Conceded the most goals in the league, hadn't won in 4. Leeds had been undefeated in 6, clean sheet on 4 on the bounce. Everything was good, and whether or not it was a mentality issue, I think a lot of it relies on Daniel Farke. As much as I love Daniel Farke, he got it wrong today. I think we can all agree. Changes were needed sooner in the game, and I've said on a number of occasions now on the final word, after games, and said his substitutions leave a lot to be desired, i.e. they left too long. Is this something that's going to continue to occur? I would have changed it at half-time. I mean, we were 3-0 down at half-time. I don't even think the lads that came out showed us enough in the first 15 minutes. I know we scored, but really they should have gone after Southampton. I said on the watch-along, if we score against these, 3-0 or not, they'll start to panic. And look, there maybe was that opportunity. We did get one back, and there was a ball that was played through to Pirro. And had Pirro's touch been better, he finds the back of the net, it's 3-2, and you just never know. But did we deserve anything from the game? Not at all. Southampton more than deserved the result today. Russell Martin basically out-tactic Daniel Farke, which I didn't think would happen. I don't say that from an egotistical standpoint. I just felt Leeds would dominate them, in terms of creating chances, in terms of the managerial battle, player for player, man for man, just a form guide. But everything got ripped up. That extra week that Southampton had without a game in between, like us, but they were able to really focus and come up with a match plan, a game plan that meant that they just negated Leeds United, and that's exactly what they did. And what a start for him it was, by the way. 2 minutes in, I think the goal's far too easy. Look, Liam Cooper shouldn't be in the 11. That's coming from me. I think, in the 2 performances we've seen from him this season, he's acted bozo-ish. He's got that bozo gene, and on a number of occasions in both performances. We haven't seen that from Rodon. You bring him back in. The best centre-back partnership for me has been Struijk and Rodon. Why Daniel Farke kept Liam Cooper at the back is beyond me. Now, of course, continuity. You don't change your best side, etc., etc. I understand that. But come on. I mean, even at half-time, taking off, he was poor all game. And him and Byram should have dealt with that ball. But for me, Liam Cooper's ball watching, Adam Armstrong peels in behind. And listen, truth be told, it's a very good finish. I did back Meslier. Even when you get one-on-one, Meslier I back. But he's lifted it up perfectly. It's a great finish. And it really knocked the stuffing out of me anyway. I was thinking, oh, God, I didn't really expect this. I think Southampton got amongst it. Got loads of yellow cards. They're actually quite a cynical team. I won't say dirty, but yeah, they do take them fouls, to break it up, especially break up Leeds United's rhythm today. Maybe that was something they worked on. I don't think Chris Somerville filled himself in any sort of glory. I think Kamara's getting a lot of blame for the second. I've seen on the watch along. I've not had my phone on since, to be honest, from a social media standpoint. But for me, it was Somerville, and Somerville had been warned prior to that. Like, in terms of, he left Kyle Walker-Peters, just left him. And Kyle Walker-Peters almost created a chance. And then a couple of minutes later, when Suleimana, who, by the way, was cooking Shackleton, and I'm not saying this because we don't have any other right back that would have done any better. Suleiman, it was his first start for Southampton. He's a top player. One of the best wingers in the division on his day, and he showed that today. Like I said, listen, for the goal itself, I mean, both Dan James, poor for me today. You can have all the assists in the world, but I don't think he does enough in 90 minutes. I just don't think technically he's good enough, and for me, that's another change. Jadon Anthony needs to start. I'd even advocate starting Rutter out wide, maybe even use Bamford and Pirro. I don't know, but changes need to be rung for Wednesday for sure, because a few players who's had great performances had played themselves out of the team for me. And I suppose that's a positive that we have depth. But yeah, the goal, Dan James and Shackleton both go for the overlap. Like, they both go after Manning, and Suleimana just goes, oh yeah, okay, I'll come inside. And when the ball's put across, I mean, how many times have we seen that cutback? It was like the Leeds of old. Is that because Cooper was in the back line? A lot of you will say, yeah, I think it's unfair to do that, but he was all over the shop today. Strout was the only decent defender we had today. I thought he was still pretty good, even though we conceded 3 goals. But yeah, basically Somerville's not tracked Smallbone. Maybe if he tracks him, he's able to, advise Kamara is on his shoulder, etc. Smallbone finds the back of the net, it's 2-0. And then 4 minutes later, Adam Armstrong again. Yeah. Just not great, was it? Just wasn't a great day at the office. Ampadu wasn't able to get on the ball. I think, a lot of that was due to the way Southampton played. They negated it. We had far crab words. Kamara dropped in for a little bit. He managed to get on it, but just doesn't have the ability as Ampadu has. So yeah, it just was a really, really poor performance, and a lot of it was down to the manager, if I'm being totally honest. Pascal Strout gets us back in it into the second half, 58 minutes, still a long way to go. You just never know. But again, Russell Martin reacted. He made 3 changes. Shea Adams, Shea Charles, and Ryan Fraser came on. And it just negated it again, like anything we had, because at times it looked like they had 2 up top with Shea Adams, and I think it might have been Armstrong. Alcaraz came off, who's not as good defensively, for example, as Shea Charles and Ryan Fraser, full of running, take Suleimana, and it just negated it. And it was one of them days where you're just thinking this could go on. And just a really poor day at the office for me. These things happen. We're not going to win every game of football. That doesn't mean we're not right to be confident. There's a hell of a long way to go in this division. Let's not forget Southampton set off like a house on fire. Leeds undefeated in 6. We're now on the same points. This is the Championship, right? Ipswich drew with lacklustre Huddersfield. Leicester play tomorrow. There is still a long way to go. But one thing that needs to change is personnel. For me, Rodon, get him back in that back line ASAP. We need Jed Spence back as soon as possible. As much as I like Shackleton, he just lacks. Great the other week, not great this week. Spence will be great every single week. I don't know if you bring Gray back in. I probably would. I probably would. Ampadu has to stay, of course. I think Dan James shouldn't be starting games for me. I think he's much better as an impact player. He's so frustrating. There was once in the second half he gets through, just smashes it. Leeds fans thought it were in the ground, but yeah, it was wide. It was a poor effort. Can't get away from the fact that this was a Southampton side that have been diabolical, folks, that have been beat 4 games on the spin, and Leeds United, said, yeah, come play. But should we expect anything less? Probably not. We hadn't conceded a goal in September, and we conceded 3 to Southampton. These things happen. We moved up. Final World will be tomorrow night, so join us for this, or if you're watching this on Sunday morning, it'll be tonight. We'll have a chat about it, get through the ins and outs of what went wrong. I think a lot of it, as I said, relies on Daniel Farke's shoulders. You live and die by the decisions you make. Starting Cooper over Rodon was wrong for me, but the whole performance was wrong. The whole team set up, the way they went about it. And Russell Martin out-tacticked him. And Russell Martin will be buzzing with that, because these lads have history, So changes on Wednesday. I think Rutter out wide looked dangerous. I still think Pirro gets too isolated when he's not scoring goals, for me. So that needs to be changed. Maybe he is looking to have potentially Bamford and Pirro, Rutter out wide as a wide forward. I just think he's the one that tries to make everything happen. Somerville's great on the ball, but defensively was piss poor today. And as I say, Dan James just lacking quality. Yeah, look, better days ahead. Better days are coming. Wasn't our day. But we move on to Wednesday. Quick chance to turn it around. Bristol City as well next weekend. get them 2 wins, and we can go into the international break looking nice again and get some more minutes and more time on the training pitch. But listen, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and join us for the final word tomorrow night, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace out. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.